The time is 2:22. Interesting. And my dog agrees. I don't even hear anything. I'm not sure what he's barking about. Anyway, hi. My name is Liz. Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. This is a reading for the 4-1 profile and human design. If you don't know your human design profile, there is a link in the description below for you to get it. There will also be a plethora of other information for you to peruse, look into, pertaining to your specific design. I'm also doing zodiac readings, so definitely check out your sun, moon, rising, whenever those videos are up. I don't know, anything else? We have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Beautiful. Love that. Let's get your tarot out. That is way too many cards. It's interesting how many animals are in that card. So for whatever reason, this is what I'm thinking. If you have a significant amount of 12th house placements, or the animals that I can at least see are, there's an eagle, a wolf, a lioness, an elephant, maybe like a butterfly or a moth. What are those? Whales or dolphins? Dolphins? No. What are those? Please hold. Porpoise. Porpoise? It's interesting, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to see what I mean. Let me see. Yeah. Porpoises. Small dolphin, like... They're more closely related to narwhals and belugas than dolphins. I mean, since we're here, guardian of the world's waters, healer. Anyway. But can you see up here? It's interesting that it's like kind of specific. Which just makes me wonder, if maybe you will or have seen a porpoise or even a dolphin, but I feel like it's something that, because at first I did think it was a dolphin, and then it's like, no, that's not it. Or you'll see eagles or a wolf or lioness. I'm pretty sure that's what this is down here, right? I don't know what else that would be. It looks like a lioness to me. Anyway, elephant. So, okay. We had two cards that came out. We have the Three of Swords, the Lovers. Interesting too, even just the colors between those two. Red, root chakra. There's too many. The King of Wands. More red. And there's a lion on there. Queen of Cups. Interesting, since the porpoise is the, what did it say? Like the guardian of the waters or something. I already forgot. Two more. We have the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. Interesting. And then the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I don't traditionally do relationship readings unless, of course, it happens, and it might be happening for this reading. It's very interesting. Let's see what Keepers, what does it say, of the Earth says. On page 100. All right. So you look at this. I'll read this. It says, you are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you in every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand with them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or for people flocking to help you and your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. The Work Your Light activation says, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support in my life and my work, and I call it in now. Include any other specific requests here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is interesting because I'm glad that I read that. I mean, of course, this can be relationship wise, and maybe we'll talk about that too, if I remember. Which, if you've been here long enough, you know, I mean, I already forgot what was it that I forgot. I forgot what I already forgot. So it's interesting because, like, the reason that I said it could be relationship is because of how much relationship stuff is on the table. So clearly there is some sort of, you know, even the keepers of the earth, you are not alone, call on your ancestors. And it kept saying, call them in, call them in, call them in. And really it is about like being open to it, right? Like, not just kind of like shooing people away or saying, you know, no, I got this, or, you know, whatever, right? And especially having that fourth line, that is a community line, that's an opportunist line that has everything to do with your network, with your acquaintances, with your friends, with your peers, community. I don't know if I said the word community already, but truly your best opportunities are going to be found within your network. So if you don't have one, if you don't feel like you have a strong support network, then the energy is available for you to start seeking those things out. So, and maybe part of the problem is you have felt a lot of disappointment or rejection, heartbreak. Swords have to do with our mind. Thoughts, ideas, beliefs. I see swords as being a suit of ego also, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings. And whether those stories are true or not, and whether those stories are even ours or not. But it becomes the reasons why we do things and why we don't do things. So with the Three of Swords, I mean, we can see, right, this is uncomfortable. There's all these strings attached to this broken heart. So maybe you have felt disappointed in the past. Maybe you have felt rejected. Maybe you have gone through some terrible shit in your life. This isn't like about the emotional heartbreak, because it's swords. This has to do with how those experiences have lived in your head. What kind of became your ego around those stories? And also, too, it's like, where are you preventing yourself from being open to help, to community, to whatever, just because, out of like pure survival almost too, right? So it's just interesting that we open with the Three of Swords, because that would tell me that there's resistance there, but it's from like past stuff. It's based on the experiences that you've already had and the stories that you have around them, and almost even, kind of keeping yourself safe. And what's amazing is that we have the Queen of Swords next. Excuse me, the Queen of Cups next. This is healing. Truly. I mean, even look at her. And not to mention, cups are water. So even just the fact that I was almost, like kind of fixated on this porpoise up here, and that was the one thing that I looked up, and the meaning for it had to do with protecting waters. Because again, like in tarot, water is about our emotions, love, right? Our heart chakra. And the queens are about when we master the energy of the suit ourselves. We recognize the energy of the suit within ourselves. So this is really tapping into your own intuition, really tapping into your own emotional field, whether you're emotionally defined or not. But also the Queen of Cups is, like I said, it's about healing. This looks like a lot of energy work too. So you could seek out like Reiki healing, meditation, something that kind of transmutes the energy, empathy to compassion, but you're giving it to yourself with the Queen. You're giving yourself grace. You're giving yourself compassion, especially with it paired with the Three of Swords. Whatever this is and however it has lived with you, it's almost like forgiving, but like forgiving yourself, releasing also. And it's almost like through that process is when there's this opening for these people to find you, or for you to find them. Because then we move on to the Lovers card. This is Gemini. That could have some significance. It doesn't have to. I love that she has white tattoos, because I do too. If you can see my white tattoos on my hands. But this symbol right here, the three triangles, is something that keeps coming up throughout these readings too. And that signifies the, like things happening in threes. Third time's a charm. It's also the life cycle, birth, life, death. It's called the triskiel if you are unaware, so you might even want to look that up. But the Lovers card, I mean, of course, if you want to be literal, the Lovers card can speak to romantic partnership as far as lovers go, but it's more about the masculine and feminine energies, yin and yang, right? Like just the dance between those things. Even, there's chemistry here. I even kind of keep hearing like different points of view, or even like diversity, but somehow, whatever that is, like somehow it all works together. There's also a decision to be made. Like the Lovers card does speak to decisions. It's like coming up to a fork in the road, because even with Gemini, right, and the twins, there's two things. It could be two paths to choose from. It could be deciding what you want to do with a relationship in your life. Is the magic still there or not? What do you want to do? It's interesting, and it's paired with a Hierophant. So it could be marriage in some capacity. It's interesting too that the Lovers is number 6, the Hierophant is number 5. So they're right next to each other in succession. And I mean, like the odds of them coming out together, like they didn't come out together, but they are placed together. I feel like that's even kind of interesting. I mean, the odds, I don't even know what they are, but they're not, they're great. Whatever, like the odds of that happening is you know. But the Hierophant speaks to traditional institutions, which is, again, like why I mention marriage, because that is a tradition that's also been passed down. I guess that's what tradition is, right? It's, somebody created a process and then we just either within the family or within society, it became a thing for whatever reason. This could also be, there's all of these symbols up here above their head, like the Om symbol. There's the little fish. There's the, if you can see it, if I can actually point to it, I can't, it's like backwards. Right here is that triskiel symbol again. It could be deciding to go back to school because that is a traditional institution for one, and for two, the Hierophant also speaks of passing along ancient knowledge, like school, like teachings. I mean, astrology is could be covered in this because it's been around for thousands and thousands or however long of years, right? So that could be what you are making a decision about. It could even be making a decision about what you want to do with your career. There's, this staircase back here, which to me it feels like moving towards enlightenment, but they're sitting at the base of it. So they're not even on it yet. So it could be a new journey that you're heading on. But they look like they're having fun. They look very happy about it. It could even just be divinely guided. It could be stepping onto your path. The 4-1 is the only profile that has that juxtaposition incarnation cross. It's the only one that has the fixed fate within human design, right? Like, you are very much designed to follow your own path. And of course, just through life, right? Because we want to get along, we want to fit in, we want to blah, blah, blah. We allow ourselves to be guided off course, or we take side quests or whatever. But no doubt it feels uncomfortable for you to follow somebody else's direction. No doubt it feels uncomfortable to not be like your own authority, making your own decisions, and especially going against what you know to be true for you, which could cause like sickness in the body or, again, just discomfort. So it's literally like, it's like coming back to yourself. And especially since we have the King of Wands next. The King is the highest expression of the suit. Wands have to do with action, the motivation behind the actions that we take. It's creativity, passion. How are you communicating those things? I also see Wands as being information or experience, because that's what you get by trying things, right? We figure out what works. We figure out what doesn't work. What do we like? What don't we like? And the only way to figure that out is by doing. Also, the King of Wands is the entrepreneur of the tarot. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, this is a good omen for that. But in the sense of, they need creative freedom. Because again, like I was just saying, with the Hierophant card, or before I started talking about this card, you very much have your own unique path. This is somebody who is in control of themselves. They're making the decisions for themselves. This is also somebody, since it's a king, they're a leader. They're an authority. People look to them for guidance. It's sharing your knowledge with your peers, with your community, with your network. So, that first line is all about investigation. you could learn a lot from your community, but then you like kind of pump it back into them. This is what I learned. This is what, I've been researching or have an interest and almost like an expertise in. That's the King of Wands. So this really is like taking your power back. I feel like I said that, but I don't know why. Like, I forget everything all the time. But for whatever reason, in this reading, I feel like I can't remember a single effing thing. And it almost kind of feels like, and especially even just me being aware of that and even like bringing it up, it feels like a message around releasing the past, but like, not like holding it against yourself, not being like, oh my gosh, I wasted all this time, or I developed, this story, this shame, whatever it is, right? It is what it is. That's kind of what the Empress is, or the Empress, the Queen of Cups, that compassion, that grace, that empathy for yourself, because literally, I mean, like, you were doing what you felt you had to do, and it's all information. It's just experience. Now you know that doesn't work for you in whatever capacity that is, right? It doesn't feel good. You don't like that, right? So you have this decision to get back on your own unique path, journey. And also to look into your personality sun gate. That would be on the black side, on the right side, the first number. Look into what that gate talks about. That would give you a lot of insight. And I'm curious if that also even like speaks to you, because that is Ra Uruhu says that your purpose, your direction, your North Star, whatever is, the information is found in your personality sun gate. So again, check that out and let me know if that makes sense to you. And we end with the Two of Cups. So we start with the Three of Swords. We end with the Two of Cups. This is shared values. This is community, really. I mean, of course, like, it could be one other person. That could just be the start of it. I mean, you meet one person and they're the ones that help, right? I mean, even you are not alone. This is literally that. You are not alone. There's these two cups here. There's energy flowing into both cups. This is like equal give and take with the Two of Cups. Both parties come into this partnership, whether it's business, whether it's a friendship, whether it's romantic, with their full cup. So they're not expecting you to fill their cup and just leave your cup empty, or not even focus on yours at all, or whatever, right? It's both equal give and take, reciprocity, right? But also you guys have a shared interest and direction. It could even be, since it's paired with the King of Wands, it could just be like, by you being in your authority, that's how this is even possible. Because it's like you're flashing your beacon, your proverbial beacon is flashing authentically now, right? It's not coming from a place, you're not seeking like just empty whatever, right? So it's coming from a more authentic place, so people more recognize you better, because their authenticity recognizes yours, like real recognizes real, right? And then we have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is playful and fun. enjoying the journey. Again, it's wands, so it's the actions that you take, the motivation behind them. This is trying things, but like trying things from a perspective of like not necessarily having any strings attached to it, but trying it because it interests you, trying it because you think you have a passion for it, and seeing what happens. This could even be just that it's almost like the light in you comes back on like full force. You know, there's this flame on the drum here. There's these tiki torches all around that are lit up too. There's a lot of orange on this card, which is sacral. There's some red too with the root center. And I'm talking more chakras versus like the colors of the actual centers in human design. Like you don't have to have a defined sacral for this to matter, but it is like, you know, your passions, what lights you up in your gut, right? Because that's where our sacral is, right below our belly button. So what gets your flame going? This could be literally discovering that again, feeling revitalized. We have the King of Pentacles behind. Another king, highest expression of the suit. This is somebody who is very successful. They're at the top of their game. There's a contentment here too. I mean, they're sitting in their library with their dog. Granted, you know, they look a little older. This could just be like where you will find yourself later on in life if you started now. Almost like looking back on the journey, right? The Ten of Swords is leaving behind the thoughts, the beliefs, what you thought to be true about yourself. Again, you know, this feeling of moving in a direction that is unique to you. The Eight of Wands, things start moving forward very fast. Almost like, you know, things just kind of click. There's 8 wands here. Did I say swords? There's 8 wands here. So, you know, I was going to say we went from 2 to 8. So, you know, it doesn't, again, it doesn't have to specifically be 2 people. It doesn't specifically have to be 8, but it's like finding your niche, finding your tribe, finding your people, and just the power in that. I love that. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on this journey with you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.